Hi my salty pecans, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello! My name is Pamela, and on today's video we are going to be doing a repotting. I have this cabaret, or I believe in English it's called a tray. Yeah, and I have it just decked with some amazing things. So I recently purchased this Hoya and it needs to be repotted, mainly because if you've seen that unboxing, there were bugs in the other plant, but after I turned the camera off, I noticed there was actually fly gnats inside of this one. So I did my best to let this dry out for a decent period of time, and now this needs to definitely be repotted. I have an assortment of substrate mixes here for the plant, so if you're interested in this repotting and also the medium that I'm going to be using for this variegated Hoyas, then keep on watching. So welcome back everybody. Alright, I am going to first talk about the ingredients, the items that I have currently on this desk. The first thing is in this white tray, and I have it lined with some charcoal, a bit of leca, some perlite, and a good bit of coarse orchid mix. I also in this tray have a bit of mosquito bits because I personally love mosquito bits, and I use them in nearly every single plant in my collection. And I have this little tiny brick right here, and you're like, whoa Pam, what the heck is this? This is cocoa coir, and this is just like shredded cocoa husk. So that's that. And the last and final thing I have here is actually worm casting. That is going to be just my natural fertilizer that I'm going to be using in this plant. So even on days that, let's say, I'm watering and I don't add extra fertilizer, I know my soil is nutritious. It has deliciousness that my babies will love and will continue and constantly just, you know, add that vitamins, add those minerals, add everything that worm casting has for them. I also have the two plants that I purchased that I'm going to be repotting. I have some water. I have this plastic planter pot similar to this, but just, you know, a step larger because I'm going to be putting both of these in here. And the last thing is a clear plastic bottle, so I can actually show you all how wonderful this cocoa husk, how it expands. That's the amazing thing about cocoa husk, is that it expands. So let's first do this. Gonna watch this. As this expands, I am going to pan you all down so we could get right into the repotting. I hope you all can see me. So I'm going to just rearrange things just a little bit. I'm going to move this out the way. And there's a bit of water from this, but that's cool. So I eyeball my soil mix, but again, like I mentioned, there's some charcoal here, a bit of leca, a bit of perlite, and a good bit of orchid bark. Here is the worm casting. Here is the mosquito bits. And as this, as you can see, is expanding, this is going to essentially like just triple in size. So the water is literally getting sucked up by the second. So I'm going to use this little stick to just break it up a little bit. So more water can just penetrate this. So So this is what the cocoa brick looks like right now, and if I just plop it in here, it's going to look like, it is so much. There's some more in here, but I think this is enough for now. Alright, so I'm gonna actually transfer everything into this here. I usually mix all my soils inside of this box, this tray. Be very careful if you do encounter just something like this, so you're not breaking roots where they don't need to be damaged at. Add a little bit of water inside of here because I did mention that there were some fly gnats in here, so I'm gonna go ahead and just dip this in here and give this a rinse. So just remove any excess soil, any fly gnat larvae, but I'm not really too worried because I have mosquito bits already in this soil, so this I'm gonna toss out. Remember, with stuff like this, what you want to do is preserve as much roots. What you want to do is not damage the roots that are already here. So be very gentle, be very careful when removing just stuff like this. All of this is going to get tossed out. So we're going to grab this. I'm just gonna just start scooping some of my soil mix into here. and I'm just going to give this a little water. Voila, aussi, c'est fini. Okay, my salty pecans, so we are done with the repotting. This still is dripping, of course, but we are done with repotting this Hoya into just a smidge of a larger planter. This plant is literally going to be living in here for I don't know how many more years, but I don't plan on like repotting this plant again because substrates to roots to plant, it's very, you know, it's good enough. I don't have to worry about overcrowding, and I'm also happy that I'm able to put both plants into one pot versus having two little plants in separate pots and having to worry about finding space for something that small. This will just be much easier for me to maintain, and it'll also be happier, you know, when the babies are together. At least that's what I tell myself. So with that being said, thank you so much, my salty pecans, for watching this video. If you liked it, please let me know by giving it a thumbs up and sharing. Subscribe if you aren't already. Join this little cookie family because they're pretty awesome here. Become a salty pecan, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to be notified every single time I upload a new video, and I'll see you on the next one. Let's get growing. Bye. Keep coming, big bro.